The film takes place in the near future, where a mysterious blackout has left most of the world's population without electricity, communication, or any form of technology. A small group of survivors in Moscow must work together to uncover the truth behind the blackout and save humanity from a sinister threat. 24 days before the events of the prologue, serviceman Oleg has a date with Alina. Later, they go back to his place. Suddenly, the entire world, except for the area around Moscow and parts of Belarus, Ukraine, and Finland, is plunged into darkness. The fate of billions is unknown. Communications are down throughout the rest of the world, and only a small number of people have survived in the area that becomes known as the Circle of Life. A defensive perimeter is established and reconnaissance groups are sent out but do not return. They find that there was an attack on Earth, leaving unknown numbers dead. To defend against the mysterious enemy, the humans mobilize an army, and outposts are built 8-9. After leaving the Circle of Life to conduct a reconnaissance operation, a squad sweeps the dead cities outside and a soldier is attacked and wounded. The other soldiers try to shoot the stranger, but he escapes. The action goes back to the prologue. While preparing for an unknown enemy, electricity is turned off and the outpost is plunged into darkness. After being informed that creatures bigger than humans are emerging from the forest at 20 km/h, they begin to fire, while discovering that the enemy is in fact a massive herd of brown bears. The next morning, not all soldiers had survived. Among the survivors is Oleg, whose leg was injured. In Moscow, it is revealed some survivors from the edge of the quarantine zone now have abilities. One of these people, Sasha, appears to have a psychic connection to the unknown attackers. A strange figure calling himself Aid comes to the patient Sasha and asks for his help, since Sasha's psychic link can locate Aid's brother Ray, who is behind all this. 4 soldiers, led by Marina, training their weapons at Aid, but the latter, with the help of supernormal abilities, turns the soldiers' weapons at Marina and suggests that he explain everything to them if they save his life. During interrogation, Aid explains that he is an alien from a distant star system that has long died out. They want to move to Earth because in their constellation the star's sun is still young and will live long enough. Rot is behind all this, although before that Aid thought he was the only one on Earth. He arrived on Earth another 200,000 years ago, which means that according to his calculations, the ship with their army will be here tomorrow. The problem is that he does not know where Rudd is hiding, which controls the minds of ordinary people outside the Circle of Life, but the only one who knows where to find him is Sasha. Eve penetrates Sasha's head, and he finds out that Ru is on the roof of the skyscraper in Kirov. At that moment, Rug himself looked at Sasha and realized that he had been found. Eve decided to leave Sasha at the outpost, and Ray at that time ordered people to launch a missile attack at the outpost. However, Eve with Zhenya and the rest of the soldiers, led by Mary, remain alive, as they had left the base to find Ra. At this time, Yura joins the Satellite 9 group of the outpost, and in the middle of the night finds a young boy in one of the apartments. However, while questioned by Lieutenant Maxim about what happened, the boy suddenly draws a knife from Maxim's pants and kills him. In retaliation, the boy is shot dead by the other soldiers. A whole crowd of people then begins to attack the group under the control of Ra, and only Yura and Olio remain alive. They hijack one of the abandoned cars and drive back to the outpost. On the way, they meet the surviving outpost soldiers led by Marina and Major Dovlatov, from whom they learn that the outpost was destroyed by a massive missile strike. Ad explains that if Zhenya went with them, Ro would have killed them otherwise, and the outpost would have left him alone. Gathered together, they go back to Kirov, encountering a crowd of people under the control of Ra, fight through a skyscraper, climb the roof, and find Ra. Aid and Ro engage in battle, and eventually Aid tears out a device from Ra's chest, allowing Yura to thrust a grenade into Ra's chest, killing him. After Ra's death, Aid sends out a telepathic pulse that kills all the remaining drones, making them instantly collapse. Osmolovskaya asks Aid what they will do next. Aid replies that they will do what they were created to do: kill. Aid continues that in the past, humans evolved to such a degree that they became a threat even to the aliens. Ra, concerned over this, then created a religion for humanity based on love, hoping that it would keep humanity in a perpetual state of love and peacefulness. Instead, humans turned religion into a reason for more conflict and violence. Aid then orders the survivors to kill the colonizers when the ship is landed. Upset hearing all this, Genya asks Aid why he did not arrive sooner before the death 8 billion people, to which Aid replies that doing so would have disrupted the plan and triggered the arriving ship into defensive mode. He then reveals his plan, the survivors killing the colonizers, and then restarting civilization with Aid as their god. Genya exclaims that Aid is not God but the devil, to which Aid replies that he is the god they deserve. Furious, Oleg confronts Aid, but Yura defends him, saying that Aid is their only chance of survival. Genya then lunges at Aid and stabs him with a knife before realizing that he in reality mortally stabbed Osmolovskaya, who Aid made appear as him by using his psychic powers. Oleg and Yura starts to fight, when Olia suddenly shoots Yura, wounding him. Oleg then shoots Aid, who responds by creating multiple illusions of himself as Oleg's father to distract him. However, Genya seizes the moment and lunges at the real Aid, throwing himself and Eve from the roof, killing them both. An alien ship descends from the sky, next to a skyscraper, and a hatch opens. However, the aliens for some reason do not go out. Alina, Olia, and Oleg decide to enter the alien ship, while the injured Yura shouts in their backs, "We will die all the same." Entering the ship, they find out that all the aliens are still sleeping in cryocapsules and have not woken up. Countdown timers turn on at cryocapsules, and the three main characters decide to break the pipes for oxygen supply, thereby killing them in the capsules themselves, leaving them to die without oxygen. When it remains to destroy the last two, it turns out that it delivers oxygen to the capsules with the aliens' children, and they decide not to break it. The capsule timers reach 0, the capsules open, and alien children crawl out of their capsules. They see 3 representatives of planet Earth in front of them. The latter voluntarily throw their weapons on the floor in front of their eyes, proving that they will not harm them.